In the TV series WandaVision, the Scarlet Witch uses her powers to brainwash and take over an entire town so she can live a happy life with the Vision and her two sons. Later, in the film Multiverse of Madness, she searches for her children and attempts to take over the life of that universe's Wanda Maximoff. But do you know about the comic books that inspired Wanda's MCU story? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Avengers Disassembled. Our story begins as the Jack of Hearts, who had been dead before these events, arrives at Avengers Mansion and explodes, damaging the mansion. Scott Lang, Ant-Man, is killed in the blast. The Vision pilots a Quinjet into the partially damaged mansion, causing more damage. Elsewhere, Wanda Maximoff arrives at the United Nations, where she speaks with Captain America, who announces that he is ending their fledgling relationship. Tony Stark suddenly becomes drunk and belligerent, despite not having imbibed any alcohol, at an important UN meeting to decide if the Avengers should have their security clearance revoked following the events of Secret War. After Tony drunkenly attempts to pick a fight with the Latvian ambassador, the Avengers UN charter is revoked. Iron Man leaves Hank Pym to respond to the Code White from Avengers Mansion. Leaving the crashed Quinjet, Vision warns the Avengers of a mysterious plan to destroy the team and then vomits up eggs that spawn Ultron drones that attack the Avengers. She-Hulk becomes consumed with bloodlust, killing Vision and attacking Wasp and Captain America. She-Hulk is subdued by Iron Man and Captain America, and Hank Pym joins them and rushes Wasp to the hospital. All past members of the Avengers gather at the mansion, fearing that Ultron may be behind the attack. Suddenly, an armada of Kree ships appear in the sky and attack Manhattan. In the ensuing battle, Hawkeye's arrows are hit, causing their explosives to go off. In his dying moments, Hawkeye takes out a Kree battleship in the blast after taking flight with a commandeered Kree jetpack. In the wake of Hawkeye's death, Doctor Strange arrives to speak to the Avengers. He explains to the Avengers that the inexplicable events, Tony's sudden outbursts, She-Hulk and Vision's loss of control, Jack of Hearts' resurrection, and the enemies they have encountered are magical, and that their trail leads to Wanda. A flashback reveals that Wanda has lost her sanity after an errant comment about motherhood from the Wasp triggered a suppressed memory of Wanda's lost twin children, William and Thomas. The children were magical constructs Wanda created in an impossible conception between her and the Vision. They were lost when both children were magically absorbed by the villain Master Pandemonium, and the memory was suppressed by Wanda's mentor, Agatha Harkness, reasoning that the children were unnatural constructs and better for Wanda to forget. The reawakened memory has caused Wanda to lose her sanity and blame the Avengers for the loss of her children. Strange reveals that the abilities previously ascribed to Wanda's chaos magic are actually uncontrolled manifestations of her ability to warp reality, and that she must be taken down immediately before she threatens the world in her current mental state. The Avengers visit Harkness's home and find her long dead, having been killed by Wanda. The Avengers find Wanda, who summons an army of the Avengers' past enemies. Doctor Strange uses the Eye of Agamotto to put Wanda into a coma. Before the Avengers can decide what to do or how to deal with their losses, Magneto arrives to retrieve Wanda from the Avengers, much to Captain America's dismay and horror. Reluctantly, he allows Magneto to take his daughter with him after he vows to help her with the assistance of Charles Xavier. In the aftermath, the Avengers disband, but reminisce about their numerous triumphs and memories of one another. Pietro Maximoff arrives and apologizes for Wanda, letting them know that Xavier is attempting to fix Wanda's mind before speeding away. The remaining members accept their losses, discuss Wanda's history, and struggle with forgiveness. Ultimately, they toast to their fallen comrades, including Wanda. As they leave the destroyed headquarters, they are greeted by a civilian vigil, bearing candles and signs expressing gratitude for the heroes.